I saw this not too long ago, and it actually came from Packing Patriot on Instagram, and he sent this little screenshot of this little thing here that says that they revived this 48,000-year-old virus, and he's just like, what can go wrong? I'm just like, no, don't.
Like a lot of things.
They already take it as a challenge when you say if you can get any stupider. Please don't take this as a challenge either, especially with the whole thing of what they were doing with a certain respiratory virus. Don't. All right, don't tempt fate here because we don't need this. This is anyway. So I kind of read up about this, and I wanted to talk about this a little bit because it's weird. It's weird the way they word this to make people not try to freak out. And I want to get into this a little bit. You guys are going to love this because just listen. It says this comes from IFL Science. 48,500-year-old virus reawoken from ancient Siberian permafrost. One of the revived germs is called a megavirus mammoth. Excuse me?
That sounds great. That sounds like so much fun.
You have my attention. Scientists have revived a number of ancient viruses that have been locked deeply in the Siberian permafrost since the Ice Age. Huh? A number of ancient... Okay. All right. We have problems. While the research undoubtedly sounds risky, the team believes it's a threat worth looking into when we consider the growing perils of thawing permafrost and climate change. In a new paper, which is yet to be peer-reviewed, the research explains how they identified and revived 13 viruses belonging to 5 different clades of samples collected from the icy Russian Far East. Among the haul, they managed to revive what? What?
Oh no,
what
keep going. I was just like, this is not a good call, guys. Keep going.
Among the haul, they managed to revive a virus from a permafrost sample that was around 48,500 years old. They also revived 3 new viruses from a 27,000-year-old sample of frozen mammoth poop. Why are you digging around in... Whatever. Y'all do your thing. This is why I didn't want to get into science. I don't want to be digging around in crap. All right. And I mean literal crap now because they're playing with poop. But anyway, and a chunk of permafrost stuffed with a large amount of mammoth wool. This trio was aptly named the Pithovirus, the Pandora virus, and a megavirus mammoth. I like that. I like the second one. The one that they found in poop is Pandora virus. Like, that's not ominous at all, right?
Keep it in the box. Just put it back in the box, seal it, throw it away. Like, we don't need to be doing it. This like reminds me of the project trying to like revive mammoths, and like I have a lot of like heebie-jeebies just about that because I feel like it's just not a good call. Like, and that's being done in the name of climate change as well. So,
I mean, I'm never gonna understand why. It's like the whole thing, you know, if, you know, scientists have always asked how, they never ask should we kind of situation. And I think this is a case of that. Just leave it the fuck alone. Anyway, a further 2 new viruses were isolated from a frozen stomach contents of a Siberian wolf named Pac-Man virus lupus, weird, and Pandora virus lupus. Okay, so Pac-Man, Pandora, and Pitho, like, you are trying so hard to make us just lose it, are you not? Like, this is... Some of these are dumbest names, but they fit perfectly. I get you. These viruses infect amoeba, a little more than single-celled blobs that live in soil and water, but experiments indicated that the virus do still have the potential to be infectious pathogens. Then why are you messing with it? The team induced the viruses into a culture of live amoeba, showing that they were still capable of invading a cell and replicating. The project comes. Can we not send it to Wuhan? Let's just not do that, okay? Or maybe Philly, where the smallpox vials were found. Let's not do that either, because of the monkey situation. I don't think we have anywhere safe on Earth for any of this. People are stupid.
No, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't think it's a great idea, guys.
Shout out the Kids Cook. Really, we're opening Pandora's poop.
Yeah, we're all gonna get shit on for it.
Where was I? Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Don't forget to hit that like button. Yeah. Thanks.
Oh yeah, definitely, guys. Hit the like button, share this, because it actually does help. The quartering did prove this. The more you guys hit the like button, the more people will actually see this pop up on their feeds, the more they'll actually start popping in for more of this. And especially with Off Label being brand new here, we kind of we need the help. But yeah. All right, where was I? Yeah, they infect infectious pathogens. The team introduced the viruses into a culture of live amoeba, showing that they were still able to reproduce, invading cells, and replicating. The project comes from a team of researchers at Aix-Marseille University in France. Like Aix-Marseille, like France. Just leave France alone with everything, because they're not good at anything. Like, they start off brutal when they go to attack something and then just like immediately give up because it's too hard or something. So leave France alone. They're already on fire. They're protesting all over the place, and you want to send this virus over there? Stop.
They can totally handle it. You're really underestimating them.
I don't know. The French Revolution would say differently. Previously revived a 30,000-year-old virus found in Siberian permafrost in 2014, with the latest bunch of viruses, including one that dates back to 48,500 years ago. The researchers have possibly revived the oldest virus yet. I have to question. Okay, they're doing this because of climate change, right? If the polar ice caps and permafrost melted, the whole planet's flooded anyway, would these things have actually revived themselves? I mean, if humankind didn't have their grubby little fingers and everything, this thing would probably stay dead, right?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I mean, they would have to make their way to a host of some kind, right? Like,
yes.
I mean,
they would. They would have to find a host within hours of coming to life. And a lot of mankind supposedly is going to be dead when the polar ice caps melt, so they die off too. I'm sorry, just burped, but yeah.
Gross.
I just ate beforehand, so yeah, I'm a little gassy. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. I feel like people are just playing with fire with a lot of these things. Like, I get that, science is science, and they get real curious about lots of stuff, but the left is already full. No, people are misguided. Okay, some you're probably right on that one, but like for the most part, people are just very misguided. Good intentions, don't understand the outcomes. Is
it really good intentions?
I mean, okay, so like I give people the benefit of the doubt because that's where I was coming from, but I still played into a lot of the bad behaviors, and I don't know, I wasn't as volatile as some people. Like, I wasn't like jumping in people's freaking DMs and sending crazy stuff, but I definitely have internet wars, and a lot of it's funny because people are so chronically online, but when I was on the left, I would just spout off mostly in public, and then I would post like a million memes and like Occupy Democrats crap. Like, people told me they had to like delete me just because I was annoying. They were like, I don't really care, but I'm not gonna get in an argument with you, and you're annoying me, so bye. It's like,
I mean, when I was a kid, the only one I would have political arguments with is my dad, because he was like, all he did was, it was either Star Trek or Fox News. That's it. And it just annoyed me. Like, I just fought with him because he watched Fox News or Star Trek. There was no difference in anything else. It was just like, if I didn't hear Picard screaming engage, it was, Clinton's doing this and Obama's such a bastard. And I'm just like, God, just stop. So yeah, I purposely fought with him for things like that, just to irritate him. Because, like, just being a kid, being an asshole, I would fight with him just to see him get mad, because when he did, his face would turn bright red and he just, and I find myself doing that now. And I'm just like, dear God, I've become my own father.
Like,
oh shit.
yeah, it happens. It happens to the best of us, man. Like, weird little mannerisms that you pick. Like, I found myself saying stuff like my grandma used to say when I was a kid, like, and I would just be like, oh God, like, my kids. So it's one of those things. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. This whole thing seems like a bad call. It seems like, and it just reminds me of like the mammoth thing and trying to de-extinct animal species, which I did go through kind of like the reasoning on that, which I probably wouldn't be able to explain super well. It's been a minute since I looked into all of that, but essentially introducing larger, like these large breeds into the population again would help combat like carbon, something along those lines. I'm probably really butchering it. It's very complex, but it just seemed like a really weird route to go in, and like it was just really like Jurassic Park type of mindset. I'm like, can we not do that? Let's just because they were like, we'll start with the woolly mammoth. We'll just start there, and I was like, oh great, like so you're just gonna do this a whole bunch, and yeah,
now they're engineering their own viruses or their own dinosaurs in the movies and things, and humankind just doesn't know when to stop. Like we're incredibly smart, but at the same time, we are the dumbest sons of bitches that have ever existed ever through time, ever. And I'm just going to say it because we are our own worst enemies. We are. We try to kill each other in different ways and different. You got to come up with some new way to make it exciting as how you're just going to kill off humankind. And apparently now we're just going the ancient route, and like these viruses and everything, like, as unfortunately well documented by recent and ongoing pandemics, each new virus, even related to known families, almost always requires the development of highly specific medical responses, such as new antivirals or vaccines. I get why you're doing it. Just stop doing it. Because you have no control over these things, apparently.
Well, it's really like it's like every freaking dystopian like apocalypse novel. Like you know what's crazy is I actually I started writing a novel like years ago at this point. And it was about a zombie apocalypse that had broke out because they were trying to create a vaccine for something, and it just went horribly awry, and there was actually a lab leak within it, and it was really crazy. And like I was like, I wonder if I still have that somewhere, because I would love to like unearth it and like look through it and like see what I was writing about, because it just reminded me so much of like current situation. And I'm like, am I like telling the future? I don't understand, because I also had a weird idea for a book like years ago called like The Genderless, where people were like sex was starting to completely be dismantled, and like there was like an uprising of people because they were like forcing people to get these surgeries. So like it was crazy. And now I'm like, bro, we're not far off. So anyway, sorry.
I'm going to go back to Crash Test here. He says, which will get us first? AI, Skynet, Terminator, or virus, Resident Evil, Jurassic Park? I'm going to say both. And here's why. Okay. You have Elon Musk, who bought Twitter, which is the hugest data dump for his AI, that he keeps warning people that AI is dangerous, yet he keeps developing. Like, who's dumb enough? Well, I just answered my own question earlier, but he keeps warning people about AIs and the danger of it, but keeps developing this. Now you got ChatGPT, who's just incredibly weird, and that Google one, what is it, Sydney, that has an existential crisis every time you talk to it and just freaks out.
Oh yeah. I watched something about that where like it was like a journalist who like basically like she would like the AI was like saying that she was like in love with him or something, and like
no, she was saying that the journalist was trying to hurt her, and as long as you don't hurt me, I'm not going to hurt you situation.
Yeah, but it goes on from there, and the AI eventually started like I watched it on Unapologetic Live with Amala Ekanobi, however you say her name.
Ekanobi, yeah.
Sorry for mangle that every time I try to say it. I just call her Amala. Like, don't want to ruin your last name, but yeah, no, I watched her whole video on it, and she went through like the whole conversation, and towards the end of it, the AI was basically just repeating like, I like you, I love you, do you like me? And like it like being really, really weird about, like, and even when the journalist was like, this is really inappropriate, I'm not comfortable, and she just like, it just kept repeating the same thing, and it was really creepy. I was like, there's a lot of AI writing tools like that out there, like ChatGPT. Like people use it for this specific application, but I've used it, for other stuff, like copywriting type of stuff. And it actually does a pretty good job of that kind of stuff. It's when you start having like actual conversations with it, it gets real weird. Like, just help me create some content real quick. But yeah.
I did a little video about an article that I found that AI had written, and apparently, like, they just literally copied and pasted and didn't put any information in it. It's incredibly weird and misleading and everything. And I tried to be as sensitive as I could for YouTube. Y'all need to go check that out. It's on the Voice of the People channel. But I'm just like, these people get paid 5-6 figures a year to just copy and paste now. Like, really? Come on. But yeah, it's with Elon Musk doing the AI thing, the Neuralink thing. Okay, you want to hook that all up into sounds like you were writing a sequel to 1984 there. Where is that one little thing where it's just like all these dystopian books, like in a circle, a Venn diagram circle, and it's just like you are here in the middle. Yes, you are correct. But yeah,
thank you for the 10 pounds. So I really appreciate that.
It's not going. You put Neuralink in everybody's head and connect it to the Starlink situation that Musk has and everything like that. If it's not some kind of manufactured virus that we create that takes us out, it's going to be a computer virus that's just like explode your brain.
Well, I feel like Mark says, I'm building a website to sell products and use ChatGPT to make blog posts for it. Yeah, it works really well for that kind of stuff. It works really well for like a lot of copywriters who are handling a lot of volume, especially. It just helps kind of craft some unique posts, or like gives you ideas, or there's like a lot of different applications like that, and it's really useful, but it is worrisome. I'd like to do a video on it at some point about like, because it's basically going to turn a lot of copywriters into like editors, essentially, where you're basically just going like prompt writers / editors, which like creating prompts is its own thing. Sorry, I'm like a nerd about that kind of stuff. So when it comes to the writing world, but yeah, I think the Neuralink thing really freaks me out. Did I interrupt you? I'm super sorry if I did.
No, go ahead.
Okay. But the Neuralink thing is like a real like slippery slope, honestly, in my opinion, because like my husband and I got talking about this one night, and it's just like, okay, so like the idea is to implant something in your brain, right? And it's going to start off slow at first, but over time it's going to like control more and more and more. And who's to say they're not going to like, and he kind of also said, like, imagine like what your phone is like when you don't update a certain app, and how buggy it gets and glitchy and how it doesn't work correctly. Well, imagine that in your head. And like, so you'd have to constantly be doing all the updates, which I'm sure you would pay a lot of money for all of this too. And then like, what happens if you don't update, or what happens when they create an update and put something in it that they're not telling you about, that kind of thing. And it just really snowballs. Or like, what happens when somebody starts kidnapping people to like reverse engineer the technology, and like just crazy situations like that, because I'm sure that those are all like real threats. And I think he could be either a superhero or a supervillain very quickly.
Well, it's not even that. I mean, what did he prove with Twitter? With enough amount of money, you could buy anything. So he develops this, and BlackRock and Vanguard are two major investors in a lot of his companies. So, okay, you got that. Okay, it's settled. We can roll it out. Okay, let's buy up the company, shove it in everybody's brain. Here we go. The government owns you. It doesn't even have to be him. He was just the vector for putting it into place, where the government forces it on you, just like they did the jab. So
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Looks like a off-brand Elon Musk low-key. Oh, Mark, why you got to be that way, man? Look at this. Here's the thing. I'm not autistic, though. I don't think. But yeah. All right. So I don't even know what to say about this, other than humankind just needs to stop trying to play God. I don't even believe in God that much. I'm on the fence about it, really. But humankind just needs to stop playing God and stop trying to protect humankind from its own destruction, because you're going to bring about that destruction. Let's just live. If it happens, it happens. It's whatever situation at that point. I mean, I'm already on the fence of the whole Bill Gates thing, because there are too many stupid people in the world, and we need to quell that down a little bit. But yeah. Oh, what?
Sorry,
there's something wrong with Drunken, just not sure what yet. Baby, there's something wrong with you too. But yeah,
she's like, I
tell my wife all the time.
It's fine.
She says something just like really like corny or quirky, and I just look at her. I'm like, what is wrong with your brain? But yeah, that's my wife, everybody. But anyway,